Okay guys, welcome back to this part 2 of this tutorial. In this tutorial, on this part, we're going to cut our intro together. The intro will render it in part 1. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, I'll put an annotation on the screen right now, so go click on that one. So now we're going to import our intro. We got it right here. Import it into After Effects CS6. Good. Next up, we're going to go to composition, new composition. Width, we're going to take 1920 by 1080, just the same as we rendered our intro in Cinema 4D. Frame rate 30, and duration, put it to 0. We're going to take it to maybe 8 seconds, like that. Then put our tutorial, drop it down into this. Go into effects and presets, search up Keylight 1.2, drag this on our tutorial, and you see screen color, pick the green one. So now we got our intro animation on the blank, like on the transparent background. And next up, we're going to import our music. I'm using Toby Infectionous or something by No Copyrighted Sounds. Import this. Drag it down. Now I'll find the drop where I think it will sound good to add to it. Just pre-render. Going to take this off. Pre-render. Find the drop. It's not quite here yet. It's the build-up. I think it should be around here. Just press double L to to bring up your audio waves. Double tap LL and you'll find the audio waves right here. I can see my drop is, so I'll put it where I think it will look good. I'll take this on again. I'll then go to my drop in the song and find where I want my animation. So I think I want it right when it comes down, right around here, right before it does its 360. So that's it. We're going to then we're going to make a background. I'll make a background like if you click on the fill. First you click this rectangle tool. You can hold it down if you have something else selected, but we're going to rectangle tool. Make sure you don't have anything else selected on these layers, because then you're going to make a mask, like this yellow mask around it, and that's not what we want. So click on this, deselect everything else, see the fill, click on the fill, and I'll make a radial gradient. Then click on the colors. The inner color I'm going to make kind of red because it match the other part of the tutorial, maybe a bit orange around this, and then I'll make it dark red for the outer. Then click this little icon, the choose grid and guide options. Click on this and then tick title /action save. This will make like these guidelines and put the center right here. So we're going to click and hold and drag out. Then press down Control or Option if you're on a Mac. Drag this out like this, so it fills the whole screen. Press the shortcut V on your keyboard. It will jump to this selection tool, and then you'll see this handle where we can drag out our gradient and choose how big it's going to be. Drag it around here, and then we're going to take our layer beneath our animation. Next up, we're going to import some effects. I have this folder somewhere right here. No, not right here. Right here, video overlay. So I'm going to import my blue shockwave. You can find this in editing packs. I know there's a lot of these different kinds, but just search up blue shockwave on Google or anything and I'll try to find it. Also going to take this particle overlay. You can also Google this and find it. Should be pretty straightforward. Then we're going to take our blue shockwave, put it underneath our video animation layer. Find where it's wait a second, like this. Find, then you can see like the video here, or the overlay, is only 1280 by 720. So we're going to scale this up. To do it as perfect as possible, you can use this shortcut Control Alt and F. That will be Option Alt or Option Command F, I think, on a Mac. And then we're going to take this little, if you don't have the blending mode here, take this little toggle switch /modes, so you get this, and change the mode to, let's take screen. Yeah. Then in on effects and presets, search up hue/saturation, drag this on our blue shockwave, and this will allow us to change the colors pretty easy. So we can like drag this or rotate this around until we get the color we want. Gonna go with a orange, a yellow color. Yeah. Going to drag this little out right here so it'll fit our drop in our song like this. And then we're going to make some screen pumps on our animation and make some radial blur. We'll do this by, and this is a little tip that I found out like a long time ago that I use, and makes syncing the music and effects a lot easier. So right click on your music, go to keyframe assistant and click convert audio to keyframes. Next up, go into will make, when you click that, it will make an audio amplitude layer. Click on the effects right here, delete the left channel and the right channel, so we have both channel left. Open up the layer, go to effects, both channels, click on the slider, and then we're going to go into our graph editor right here. You can see we have all our keyframes, and to make the values like so we can see them, click the graph editor. Then this will like make a graph over our keyframes. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold down Alt, click on the stopwatch, go into this line of text that will pop up, delete the text, type in linear, parentheses, then take the lowest point or like of the screen pumps we want. We don't like want these down, we want like one of the high ones, but one of the lower of the high ones, so like a medium if you get. So it'll be around 50, I think. 50. Then the high point be around 63, so comma 63. And then our values for the screen pumps. So our layer right now is 100%. So when it's 50, when these values are 50, it's going to be 100. And when it's 63, it's going to be 100 and let's say 8. So if it's beneath or 50, it's equal 100% in the size and scale, and if it's from 50 to 63 it's going to be from 100 to 108. Oh, click away from it. And it didn't want, oh sorry. We forgot to put in value at the start here. So linear parentheses value comma lowest point, highest point, lowest point of your screen pumps or your animation, and the highest point of your animation screen pumps that we want, and then parentheses, then click away. Going into our tutorial right here, tutorial layer, animation layer, press S on your keyboard, hold down Alt or Option on Mac, I think, and click the scale stopwatch. Then this will pop up the little like binding tool, and we'll bind it to our slider on your audio amplitude layer, like this. This will, if we pre-render this, it's going to pump the screen pump to the animation and make it look a lot better. Get a quick preview right here. Yeah. Next up, we can see that we click out of the graph editor. Our animation is not quite long enough for our rest of the composition, so we're going to zoom in, click on the mountain thing, zoom in time right here, click this a couple of times so we can go in, duplicate our layer by Control on D or right click and duplicate, or Control copy and Control V, of course. Then we're going to cut it, so Control Shift and D, and delete the bottom part right here. So basically take the very last frame of this animation, duplicate it, then right click and go to time and freeze frame. This will allow us to drag this out, so it's basically just a picture right now. So drag this out so it fills our whole composition. And then we also want to get this scale keyframe, so oh wait, it always was keyframes, sorry about this. Like that. And this now looks like yeah, looking pretty good. Next up, we're going to add our particles overlay right here. Just put it on top of everything. Scale it up by Control Alt and F on Windows, like this. Toggle, no, we're already on the mode, and we'll choose Add for this one, I think. And also go into our hues / saturation and drag this on and change the color to, I'm gonna go with a reddish purple. Yeah. Next up, this is just what I like to do, is I like to add real smart motion blur to my tutorial animation. This basically is a plugin that you can like buy on the internet or crack it or whatever you want to, and this is going to calculate every frame in your render and calculate it and look like it's going to look through every frame and find where anything moves and then add a motion blur to it. So it's just like motion blur, but a lot quicker and easier to set up. This is also going to take a little longer to render, but it's definitely worth it. We can also add for the screen pumps, toggle the mode. Then we can go add motion blur for this is only motion blur for the screen pumps right here and on this one. So be sure to check the little motion blur check mark out from your layer and also on the composition right here. So that's basically it. it does look, it takes a little longer to render now because of the real smart motion blur and the overlays and effects we put on it and screen pumps. But it's definitely worth it. I think this intro actually turned out pretty cool. So all that's left to do right now is add a layer, new, and add a solid layer. We'll make the color black and make it comp size by clicking that button. Then we're going to make it fade in by pressing T on the keyboard to open up our opacity. Keyframe by clicking the stopwatch at 100%. Move like 10 frames ahead by on your right side of your keyboard. You should have two buttons, one called page up and one called page down, which basically allows you to move one frame at a time. So page down will move it forward in the composition, so I'm going to press this 10 times to move 10 frames forward in the composition. Like this. Opacity down to 0, so this is basically what is called, like fading our intro in. And then we're also going to fade it out by around 1 second. So now we also already have this checked, so you can click this little mark to add one at the same value as the last keyframe. So both of these keyframes are 0, and then go to our end and put it up to 100. We're also going to do this for this song, so it fades in nicely and fades out. For this, instead of T for opacity, press L for your audio levels. Keyframe at -84. Move 10 frames ahead and take it at 0. Keyframe at 0. At 7, add the same value, and at 8 seconds, take it down again. So guys, this is basically it. Now we're going to add it to our render queue. Can go on the composition and go to add to render queue. Take this, go to output. This is loading up where you're going to save it. Save it at your desktop or whatever and call it tutorial intro. I'm going to call it, you can call it whatever you like to. Press save, go to the output models if it decides to load up. Yeah, format, I'm going to use H.264, which is HD, and yeah, right that. And because I'm on Windows 7, I have this little audio output that I have to check. If you're on Windows 8, it's already checked by default, so it should look something like this. You shouldn't worry about it, it should be good. But if you're on Windows 7, check this, or Mac or whatever, and then all there's left to do is press OK, and then if it decides to, yeah, okay, and press the rendering button. So guys, that was all from me. I'm going to add the final tutorial at the end of the video and on the start of the video, if you've seen in part 1. Hope you like this. If you like this tutorial, please leave a comment saying I really like this, or what I should do next, like do a tutorial on this. So I'll start like making tutorials, and yeah, to learn you guys how to do stuff. So if you like this, please leave a rating, comment, or subscribe if you really enjoyed this. Bye.